Peashooter is one of, if not the most iconic plant in the entire Plants vs. Zombies franchise, and he has appeared in every single Plants vs. Zombies game since the original. And well, ever since the original game, there has been different variants of Peashooter, and well, today I'm going to be ranking every single Peashooter variant in Plants vs. Zombies 2. Also, keep in mind, this is all just my own opinion, so you might disagree with me, and if you disagree with me, you could comment down below if you think a plant should be ranked higher or lower than what I actually ranked it. But yeah, with that said, let's start at number 15 being Split P. Now, the reason Split P is ranked last on this list is just that it's not really used that much throughout the game, as there's very few levels within the game that you'll have zombies behind where you place the plants. So yeah, besides a few levels within the Wild West world, this plant really isn't that useful, and most of the time it's just used as a more expensive pea shooter. Also, there's a few other ways that you could get rid of zombies when they're behind the rest of your plants without using Split P, so yeah, most of the time he just really isn't that useful. But yeah, honestly, Split P's role is just really niche, and 99% of the time, Split P just ends up being a more expensive pea shooter. At number 14, we have Snap P. Now, the reason why I'm ranking this plant so low is that the recharge time on it is just really slow. As once it eats a zombie, it takes a long time to be able to eat another one and also shoot at other zombies, so yeah, it's just honestly a slightly better version of the Chomper. A few pluses about it is that it can actually eat zombies that aren't directly in front of it, and it could also shoot at the zombies' heads at other zombies. But yeah, most of the time, Snappy just really isn't that useful, especially because once he eats a zombie, it'll take a while for him to digest, and he'll most likely just get eaten. So once again, just like Split P, he's kinda just really useless most of the time. And there are definitely much better options to use than actually using just Snappy. Moving on to number 13, we have the original Peashooter. And well, it actually makes sense that Peashooter is ranked this low as well, he's the original Peashooter, so it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to make variants that were weaker than the original, as well that would just make them useless. So it makes sense that basically every single other Peashooter variant is stronger than the original, because well, all the other Peashooters were just based off of this one, and they just made the other ones a lot stronger, as well over time newer and stronger plants just continue getting released. And there's no real reason to ever use Peashooter in Plants vs. Zombies 2 besides the first few Ancient Egypt levels. But besides that, he doesn't really serve much of a purpose in the game, but he is pretty important as well he was the original Peashooter, so that's what all of these are based off of. At number 12, we have Peep Pod. Now, in some situations, Peep Pod will actually be a useful plant, but most of the time, there isn't really a reason to use him, as he's very expensive to get to his max strength, as you need to spend tons of sun to actually make him stronger, and most of the time, there's just other cheaper plants that are more strong than the Peep Pod. And well, it would make more sense to buy other pea shooters on this list, as well they're just a lot cheaper than the Peep Pod, and well, they're also better at holding back zombies. So yeah, the majority of the time, Peep Pod will really have no reason to be used. Now at number 11, we have Fire P. Now in Frostbite Caves, Fire P is one of the best plants to use, as well he could unfreeze plants around it and also kill zombies really easily. So yeah, he's definitely a good plant for Frostbite Caves, but besides that, there's not really much of a reason to use him throughout the rest of the game. As well, he doesn't really seem to be as strong as other plants in the game, he doesn't really seem to be as good. But one thing that I could definitely say that is good about Fire P is that his plant food power-up is actually just really good. As well, it turns the entire lane into fire for a little while and burns all the zombies, so yeah, he definitely has a really good plant food power-up, and in Frostbite Caves, he is a really good plant to use. But most of the time, there are better variants of Peashooter to use than Fire P, which is why he's this low on the list. At number 10, we have Repeater. Now, I don't really have a lot to say about this plant, as well he's literally just a pea shooter, but he shoots 2 peas instead of 1, which makes him 2 times better. It also just makes him a lot stronger than the normal pea shooter, and also he works really well with torchwood. But besides that, I really have nothing else to say, as well he's just kind of a really simplistic plant that is just really good. At number 9, we have Threepeater. And well, just like Repeater, instead of just shooting 1 pea like a normal pea shooter, he shoots 3 peas, which makes him 3 times better. He also shoots across 3 lanes, which is actually really useful, and by himself he's not really that good, but if you plan down a ton of different Threepeaters, it ends up making it just really overpowered. As well, they end up just shooting across a ton of different lanes and just killing all the zombies really quickly, especially if you use torchwood. So yeah, Threepeater is just a really good plant to use, especially when you plant multiple of them down. And number 8, we have Primal P. Now, Primal Peashooter is actually really good, as well he either knocks back zombies or temporarily stuns them, so yeah, he's actually really useful. And especially when you plant multiple of them in the same row, they end up just turning really good. As well as a great way to make zombies go backwards and make it harder for them to get close to your plants. The only really problem with Primal Peashooter is that he doesn't really do that much damage. And Primal P could also get really easily overwhelmed by big hordes of zombies as well, but there's just too many zombies in a single row, he isn't able to shoot all of them back. But yeah, in smaller hordes of zombies, and if you place him in the same row a ton of times, he ends up becoming just really good, but mattering on the situation, he could be pretty bad. So it just kind of matters on the situation, but on easy levels, he's just a really good plant to use. At number 7, we have Goopy Shooter. Now, Goopy Shooter shoots these goopies, which poison the zombies when they hit them, which makes him really effective against zombies like buckhead zombies and also some more stronger zombies, as well, but gets rid of their armor really quickly. And while he also works well with other types of plants, as well, once he poisons them, the zombies end up just losing a lot of health already while getting hit by other things. So he works pretty well with other plants, as well if another plant is shooting him, as well if there's another plant shooting the zombie that's already poisoned, it ends up just becoming a really good combo. But once again, just like the Primal P shooter, he struggles against big hordes of zombies, as well once there gets to be too many zombies, he isn't able to hit all of them, making it a lot easier for the zombies to get close. But he's definitely worth getting, as well he only costs 125 sun, which is relatively cheap, especially compared to some other P shooters. At number 6, we have Sling P. Now, Sling P is actually just a really good plant, mainly just because he could hit multiple zombies at once. As well, he fires multiple Ps into the sky and can even hit zombies in other lanes, so yeah, it's just really good, especially because he also deals damage to zombies around him, meaning that he is able to kill jester zombies that normal P shooters wouldn't be able to do, as well he's able to hit zombies around the jesters, making it pretty easy to kill them. So yeah, he deals good area damage and also just good damage in general, so that's why he's this high up on the list. He also works pretty well with big hordes of zombies, as well he shoots multiple Ps at once, but he could fire a bit faster. But yeah, besides the fact that he fires a bit slow, he's a really good plant overall. At number 5, we have Electric Peashooter. Now, just like Sling P, he does good area damage, as though the zombies around him get zapped. And while Electric Peashooter ends up just working really well, especially when you get multiple of them in the same lane and all the lanes around them as well, but just ends up killing the zombies really easily as well, but electrocutes them all around. And he's also a great plant to use in hordes as well, but shoots through the zombies, making it just a lot better. As well, instead of just hitting a zombie and stopping, he continues going through the rest of the pack, so yeah, it ends up just becoming a really good plant. And Electric Peashooter is definitely one of the best P shooters to use if you need to kill a big horde of zombies, as well he just works really well. At number 4, we have Shadow Peashooter. Now, just like the Electric Peashooter, he could actually shoot through multiple different zombies, which makes him really useful against big hordes of zombies, as well he could shoot through an entire row. And he could also kill jester zombies, meaning that he's one of the only P shooters that is able to do so. He also slows down zombies significantly once he hits them as well, but just kind of slows down the zombies really easily. He is also really cheap and is a lot better than the normal P shooter, as well he deals 3 times the damage as a normal P shooter with 1 P, so yeah, he's just really overpowered in my opinion. Which is why he's so high up on the list, as well he's just a really good P shooter to basically use in every situation. At number 3, we have Snow P. Now, out of any plant in the game, this is by far the best plant to use if you want to freeze zombies and make them slow down a lot. And well, once you get multiple Snow Peas in the same row, you could basically just infinitely freeze the lane full of zombies and just kill them really easily, so yeah, he's just a really overpowered plant, especially once you upgrade him. And he also works great with big packs of zombies, as well he'll literally just freeze them, making him really easy to kill. And while Snow Pea also has an amazing plant food ability, so yeah, it's just a really good plant overall, and I would definitely recommend getting it if you don't have it. Now, at number 2, we have Mega Gatling P. Now, Mega Gatling P is just overall one of the best plants of the game, as well he shoots 4 Ps at once, and once you upgrade him, he even gets up to 5 Ps at once. He also just gives himself plant food randomly, which is just extremely overpowered and just a really random thing to do, but it even makes him just 10 times better. And well, the only really downside to Mega Gatling P is that he costs 400 sun, but as you upgrade him, you could get him all the way down to 200 sun, which just makes him extremely overpowered. As though if you manage to level him up fully, you could get him down to 200 sun, meaning that he's basically just double the price of a normal Peashooter when he's at max level, which is insane. But yeah, he works amazing with Torchwood as well, since he randomly plant foods himself, you could easily just shoot through the Torchwood and kill zombies basically instantly. But yeah, honestly, Mega Gatling P is just a great plant to use in basically every situation. And well, there's only one Peashooter that's better than the Mega Gatling P. At number 1, we have Peine. Now, Peine basically just makes Plants vs. Zombies the easiest game ever, as it literally just kills everything in its path. As what Peine does is that he boosts his own damage and also boosts any P plant's damage. Meaning that you could just get a Mega Gatling P and put it on a Peine and you'll have the most overpowered combo in Plants vs. Zombies. But what makes it even better is that if you put a Torchwood on the Peine, it makes it even better as well. If you have a Peine under a Mega Gatling P and have a Torchwood with a Peine on it, then you'll basically have the most overpowered combo as well. It makes it have double the damage with the Torchwood and the Mega Gatling P. And it basically makes it so that zombies can't even spawn into the game as well. As soon as they spawn in, they just instantly get killed. So yeah, this is definitely the most overpowered combo in the entire game, and I would definitely recommend getting Peine and Mega Gatling P as well. They just create the best combo. The only downside with the Peine is that he relies on other P plants to make him extremely strong, but besides that, there's really no downsides about this plant. But yeah, Peine is honestly one of, if not the most overpowered plants in the entire game. So yeah, that was my list for the Peashooter rankings. Comment down below if you agree with my list or disagree with it, or anything that you would change with it. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and yeah, have a great day.